We've now got a really very interesting topic about teaching robots, teaching computers creativity. Over to you.
Thank you very much. I will never approve any access to photos on my phone after this talk. Insane. So, hello everybody. My name is Yali Saar. I'm the CEO of Tailor Brands, and I'm here to speak to you today about whether or not creative robots are coming for your jobs and what we learned from designing over 2 million brands. Now, I want to start off with a story very much connected about horses. So, two horses meet in the street. The first horse tells his friend, "I just heard they invented an insane machine. It can carry people from place to place without needing horses. We can finally do what we always wanted, go to the beach and learn how to dance." Now, what both horses didn't know is that soon after the invention of the automobile, horse population declined by 80%. Now, isn't that what we all actually fear, right? That a machine is going to come and make us irrelevant. I know that that's what keeps me up at night, because in 2015, the chief economist of the Bank of England said that 95 million jobs are going to be lost due to automation. And in 2016, a Forrester report said that 6% of jobs in the next 5 years are going to disappear because of AI. With everyone panicking, the only thing that seems very strange to me is that everyone can agree that the only jobs that are not going to be automated are the ones that require creative intelligence. Today, I'm going to show you how we taught computers how to design, write copies, devise creative strategy, and hopefully show you why creative machine learning isn't that scary. But before I do that, you might all like to know, who the hell am I? So, I come from a completely different background. This is me as a child TV star back in Israel. After a period of time at BBDO and opening up a nonprofit rebranding education in New York City, my two co-founders and myself, Tom and Nadav, had a crazy idea. Let's teach computers how to design. Let's make an algorithm do whatever we know how to do. And that idea became the basis for Tailor Brands, the first automated branding agency, and if you count by the amount of brands under management, the largest branding agency in the world, with over 2 million brands and a new design taking place every second and a half. We use machine learning protocols to automate everything from designing logos to writing creative copy. And we do all of that with one single goal: turning into the big fifth and creating competition for WPP, IPG, Omnicom, and Publicis. Breaking the conventional paradigm that creativity is man-made. And today, we have more people using our platform than all of the other advertising agencies combined. These are people that couldn't have had access to these services before. A small coffee shop owner that suddenly has the tools to battle Starbucks, or a small business owner that can suddenly start growing and adding more employees into his rooster. So, how can machines be creative? Right? That's the question. You see, we believe there is a science behind design, but it's not the same science that Pepsi paid $1 million for in 2008. It has nothing to do with the rotation of the Earth or the structure of the atom. Those are two real examples from their brand book, by the way. It is about the mathematics of the simplicity of design, aesthetics. Paul Rand, one of the world's greatest brand designer, actually joked about this when they asked him why he designed the IBM logo with 8 lines. They asked him, was it about the 8 bits? He looked at the interviewer and said, "You know, I tried 7 lines, didn't look too good. Tried 9 lines, didn't look too good. 8 lines just had the perfect weight." And do you think that's what he told IBM? Of course not. He wrote 100 pages worth of brand book about why 8 lines represent them. Now, while we all like to think of ourselves as unique little snowflakes, the truth is design has patterns to it, right? Dior, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, they all seem like unique brands. They all use one simple typeface as their logo. It's called Dido, an amazing typeface, by the way. Knoll, Jeep, Panasonic, Crate and Barrel, I think I have American Apparel there as well, all use a simple typeface, one of the most common ones in the world, called Helvetica. Once you start training your eyes, you can see these patterns everywhere. But this is not a bad thing. You see, branding is supposed to complement your product. It's supposed to elevate it. And that's exactly what Dido does for fashion. The designer that did this simply knew the right formula to use to attract the right attention. So in order to make it a little clearer, let me play a little game with you. So this is an invitation to an event. What is the dress code for this event? This is an actual question. You need to answer it. Exactly. And this one? A little bit more casual, probably? Yeah? So our work at Tailor Brands is identifying these patterns and then turning them into mathematical formulas. Okay? We have formulas for logo design and presentation design. Because at the end of the day, a logo is just a linear equation with the variables being structure, typeface, and style. But is that really creativity? Well, this is the basis for it, right? To err is human. And this is only true if you believe that only humans can be creative. Because we believe that creativity, at the end of the day, is a mistake. And that's not a bad thing. How many here played an instrument in the past? Disappointing, guys. Come on. So if you ever played an instrument, you can take this example. Okay? If I would give you a classical piece, it's perfect. You shouldn't touch it. Okay? But then some wise ass, decides to press an off note. He just made a mistake. Unless enough people like it, and at that point, he just started playing jazz, right? So we do the same thing to foster creativity at Tailor Brands. We give you 6 logos, for example, or 6 copy lines. Those are perfect. But then we let you change and edit whatever you want. Every edit you're going to make is a mistake. But when you have a design taking place every second and a half, you can identify patterns. And when 100,000 people decide that Dido suddenly works for legal firms, then we've identified the birth of a trend, a creative movement. And the system can override its initial rule set and basically start designing something new. So, can robots replace us? I think they already did. Do any of you know what a paste up was? Paste up was an actual profession in every advertising agency back in the 80s. It was a person that took photos, charts, and put them together. You might not know anybody that does this today because we have another software that does it. It's called PowerPoint. Adobe, Photoshop, DSLR cameras both were despised by the creative community when they just launched. They were said to basically take the art and put it down. But no one can actually imagine himself without them today. They make our jobs easier, right? And by doing so, they actually redefine what creativity is. So what is creative? What is that thing that makes us who we are? Some of us think that being creative is writing a snappy copy line or designing a cool logo. But Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines a creative as somebody that can create something new. A robot, on the other hand, is a machine that can create complex tasks repetitively. So how can we use that ability to create new things faster and easier? Let me start with a common misconception that good design equals aesthetic design. When we just launched Tailor Brands, our marketing lead asked us to send him some Facebook ads. So the next day, we sent him 2 Facebook ads, and we discovered 2 things. A, that we didn't send him 2 ads. We sent him the same ad, once with the designs and once without it. Secondly, we found out that the one with the blank mockups actually worked better. The algorithm told us that this was the ad that we should be optimizing for. And we would have never known that. Algorithms have also helped us determine what is the one color you should show people in order to make them purchase. You know what that color is? I mean, plain English, blue. So they tested actual millions of brands and saw that if we showed blue, people are more likely to purchase. Outside of Tailor Brands, algorithms are used to optimize UI and UX, and also for creating the most astonishing logo designs ever. Like this little town in Norway, the only thing special about this town, it's windy. So they took an algorithm, and the algorithm actually changes the logo every second, okay, depending on the direction and speed of the wind. It's beautiful. So, well, this is pretty scary because at the end of the day, you know, yeah, machines can do what we define as creative. They can design the right copy. But at the end of the day, we also know that they're also putting us much closer to the real definition of creativity than ever before. Being able to execute ideas that are larger than life. So, thank you very much, and I'm happy to answer anything afterwards.
I think, Yali, one thing that is safe is that I don't think a robot could replace you. Thank you very much for such a fascinating talk.